Christmas is coming, it's true. And Santa needs assistance, old and new. These goblins from a village far away are just who he needs to save the day.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rahdo Show. Welcome back, I should say. There was no pause there. Everything's running smoothly as always. Folks,
always.
Want to thank you all for joining us today. My name's Ruel Gaviola. As always, joined by Chris and Ray, and we've got Rahdo coming in via the magic of video. We've got the celebratory balloons, and I want to thank our sponsor, Goblins Hate Christmas, for sponsoring this episode and bringing the show to you today. Folks, I'm going to drop a link in chat, and y'all can click on that to follow the campaign, which is going to be launching sometime next month. Just go ahead and sign up there on the website. And if you're watching the VOD later on YouTube, you can click on the show notes below for more information on Goblins Hate Xmas or Christmas.
Ruel, did you know that goblins hated Christmas?
I did not. This was a new revelation to me. That's why I'm looking forward to this game, Chris, because I want to know why these goblins don't like Christmas.
I can't wait for the goblins to sap all of their evil deeds out from under each other, and
nice.
and get more Christmas back into them. And get the Christmas spirit in so that they can work like elves.
That's right. They need to work like elves. Friends, the Goblins Hate Christmas is a card-driven game. Again, more information on the website when you sign up. Fun, quick card-playing game for 2 to 4 players. Plays in about 15 to 20 minutes. Perfect game for those holiday occasions. So shout out to Goblins Hate Christmas for sponsoring this episode. And
honestly, it's great. We love new Christmas games coming out. There needs to be more of them. It's an underutilized theme. I've said it for ages, and so anytime a Christmas game comes out, it twinkles my Christmas spirit. As my name is Chris, I am the authority on Christmas spirit twinkling, and it's quite the feeling to feel.
Ray, does this game twinkle your Christmas as well?
Oh, it sure does.
You're twinkled as well?
We were just talking before the show about how I can't think of another Christmassy themed game other than Santa's Workshop. So I think it'll be fun. We're heading into the right season for it. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And the more goblins, the better. So folks, again, be sure to click that link to follow.
That's very true.
Yeah. So it's been a minute since we've been together. This is exciting, right? It's been a couple of months. Folks, if you haven't seen us before, this is the R&R show where we get together, talk about games. We do a top 12 list. Richard is now on the other side of the pond, I believe is the correct terminology. He is way out there. So he's going to be joining us via magic. Video magic. Yeah, good for him.
He's in Ireland now, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for him. I'm jealous.
I agree. It's Ireland and England. Actually, all of Europe is on my bucket travel list. I have never been across the pond. I would love to go someday.
I've only been to Scotland. I've never been to Ireland before, but everything I've seen... Richard and his travels, very jealous.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Friends, if you're watching this live, we are streaming on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously this time, so it's a brand new thing for us. We're really excited about it. Hopefully everything goes smoothly, but we all know the internet and technology things happen. So let us know how the audio's going or the video's going, and then we'll get to the list in a few minutes. Speaking of the list,
that's true. Yeah, did we make sure that we dropped the link in chat on Twitch for Goblins Hate Christmas?
Yeah.
Someone was saying that they didn't see that the link dropped in there, so maybe we'll drop it in one more time.
I'll drop it in one more time. And folks, you can do that via the command sponsor, which I'm going to drop right now. Hopefully that works. Yes, sponsor, and it should show up. If it doesn't, then I blame Nightbot.
It might be getting mixed up with the two streams.
Nightbot and Streambot, they might have been having a feud, but that allows us to chat with each other.
Yes.
But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to copy the link and I'm going to put it in for everybody to.
You can beat me to it.
Oh, thank you.
Oops. Nope, that's not the link I wanted. That's a link to our Discord chat. Probably not that one.
Yeah, don't join our Discord.
Let's do this one. That's the one.
Yay!
All right. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Yeah, friends, you can check that out right now. Goblins Hate Christmas. Folks, it's been a minute. We still remember how to do the show. What this is, we're going to do our top 12 list, and then you're going to pipe in with your choices as well. Share your choices for the top 12 games of 2025 so far. I feel like, let's just get it out of this way. I think it's been a great year for gaming. It's been a little weird with tariffs and everything, but I feel like the quality of games is pretty darn good this year. What do y'all think?
Yeah, it's been just like a wild. This often when we do this list, I don't have a huge list because I often don't play games as they come out. But for me, I was like, oh, that came out, that came out, that came out. Like I was so excited to do it. And I was like, man, that sort of telling of what sort of games are getting played and getting to the table and seeing happen. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel like I kind of had the opposite experience. I felt like there wasn't, unlike last year, I felt like there were a couple of like the big games everyone had to play, right? Like everyone had to play SETI and ARCs, like maybe more in like the heavy Euro hobby game. I felt like there were clear front runners like kind of all year. This year I feel less certain. And maybe that's just because I've been doing a lot of other stuff. I've moved recently. If you couldn't tell, this is a new spot. So I haven't been super up on like the zeitgeist of the big game. So I'm excited to see what you guys are bringing to the table because I feel like I'm behind this year, and hopefully for our end of the year list I can catch up. But the first half of the year has been really weird for me, so I feel like I've missed out on a lot of stuff, and I think that might just be my bias why this year feels worse than last year. So I'm interested to see what people bring to the table because I probably missed.
Yeah. And I'm interested to hear what you've seen so far, Ray, right? As someone that's been, super busy, I want to see what has actually made it through your busy wall.
Definitely.
There.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. Okay. I'm doing stuff behind the scenes. I'm going to let y'all vamp for a bit while I get things ready here.
Okay, Ray, I've got a question for you.
Hit me.
Well, when this is now first personal question, when did you get all settled in? Like, when did you feel like your move was settled? Like you're like, we got everything unpacked. Now we can breathe. That's
feel
my
like
first question.
I don't know if this is going to mean anything to you as a Canadian, but the big thing for me was like finishing the DMV stuff. If anyone has moved states in the US, that was like, I'm officially a resident of Rhode Island. Like that was about 2 or 3 weeks ago that it finally, all the paperwork, had to re-register my car, get a new license, like all that stuff, formally change my address. That all got done a few weeks ago, and I think that was the final thing, because before then you're driving around being like, please don't hit me, which you do anyways, but truly if you get hit in like but you haven't switched your car insurance, horrible. So I feel like now that's what my license says. I live in this state now. Nice. That's my big moment, and we've been able to finally start doing stuff for fun and breathe a little bit. But moving sucks, man, especially when you've got like 300 board games. Oof, it's the worst. The movers, we had 2 guys help us move in because we're in an apartment building, and we only had the elevator for like 2 hours. They reserved it for like some dudes to help us do it in 2 hours, and they just kept making comments. These boxes, we've got so much stuff, and I swear I don't think it shows up on the cropped version, but I've got my Calyxes back here, and once all the board games are in their little cubbies, it's the same footprint as a shelf, right? It doesn't take up any extra space, but when they're out of the shelves and they're everywhere, that first like 24 hours, I was like, I am entombed by my belongings. I cannot move. Boxes were just everywhere. And then we put the Calyx over here and decided we hated it and had to completely unload it. And, it's just... moving with board games is such a hassle, and I'm very glad that it is done. Thank God. And I'm finally getting settled in.
Now, Ray, question. You were pretty anti-culling back in the day when we first started doing the show. How did that go?
That's such a good question. I culled for the first time on this move. You'll all be very proud of me.
Whoa.
I felt like some like back alley. I went to my local game store and I was like, I got some games in my trunk, you want? And they like came out and we're sorting through this. So I drove around to a couple different game stores and eventually got rid of some, mostly like old work games. I think so I culled, but I wouldn't say I particularly culled in a meaningful way because it was mostly like RuPaul's Monopoly or something that I have had for the op for like a long time or something. Like there's a lot of random stuff or like old stuff that I had from CGE that I don't really play anymore. So yes, we could say I culled a little bit. There were a couple of my own personal games that I did get rid of in this process.
Ooh,
so that's growth.
Wow.
But it was still a lot of games
growth.
I had to move. Thank you. It's a big moment for me. Thank you.
That's awesome. I love it. Wonderful.
That's the first step. You start with one, then you're hucking board games out of your truck and out of your trench coat on the side of the road. That's I think step 4. Really, I think that's past a certain step. I think you jumped to step 4.
Thank you. Yeah. John Tripp says, "Would you like to buy a board game?" I felt very sketchy. Yeah. I was like, because there was too many for me to bring them in and be like, "Hi, I have these games. Would you like them?" So I was like, just our own back. I'll get them to come out of the store. Partner, like, you live park here. I'll get them to come. So I don't know how it just felt really sketchy, but I got rid of like maybe 40 or so games.
Whoa,
that's huge.
Deal.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
congrats.
you very much.
And that's why you could see over your stack when you were completely entombed. You weren't completely entombed. If you hadn't called, we wouldn't have you on this stream.
Exactly. And I've like downgraded I'm like in half the size apartment that I used to be in, so it would have been it was necessary. We used to have a basement and like places we could put extra stuff, and not anymore.
Wow.
Not anymore.
Wow. So here's to growing, folks. And
thank you. Here's to growing.
Yes.
2025, year of growth. Yeah. Bing says, windowless white van with free board games etched on the side. This is how I become kidnapped. Yeah. Or it might be Ray. And are you going to take the risk that it isn't?
That's right.
Yep.
Wow, look at that comment popping up on the bottom of the screen. I got to work.
Nice.
Wow. Beauty.
Sure, once you're established like with a board game store as like the calls games and gives them to them, it's less weird. But this was a store I'd never been to drive. Yeah. There was like nowhere where I live, so I had to drive like 2 hours and be like, hope they say yes, because I really need them to take these.
This is a store that became a board game store after they took your advice.
Some guy I found.
Yeah. It's like, I sell sweaters. Not anymore, you know.
Not anymore. There's great. 40 variations of Monopoly. Take them, please. Yeah.
That's great. I'm going to let y'all continue vamping while I do one more thing here behind the scenes.
No problem.
Well, okay. I have another question for you then, Ray. So once you were settled, once you were nice and settled, what was the first game that you played in your place?
Oh, what first game that I played in this place? That's a great question.
Thank you. I'm full of them.
Wow.
I'm full of something.
I was going to say.
That's what I've been told.
Something.
So I think it must be that. Great question.
I have an answer, but I can't say it because it's one of the games on my list.
So
I don't want to spoil it.
Nice.
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay,
but
well,
I
that's
played a game. I know, it's a game that I backed on Kickstarter or GameFound a while ago, and it finally came, and I think it officially technically counts as a 2025 release because that's when it came out to backers.
Ooh.
For that to be on my list, but games I can talk about, I had my sister over. We played my favorite party game, In Cahoots, which I will never stop talking about.
Yeah.
I think those are my two. I think we had her over for those two games, but I won't spoil the one that I'm about to talk about.
Nice.
But Chris, tell us, what have you been up to? You've been doing all sorts of shows, right? I saw some people blaming you as the reason we haven't had an art show in like 7 months.
Yep, that's me. I think our last one was like April 16th. I looked it up, and
it's not as bad as. Yeah.
Well, that last one may not have included you, Ray, but I'm not going to throw you under the bus like that.
That's right. I wasn't in the last couple. That's right. Yeah. That's why it feels like so long.
Well, because we're jealous of your beauty and that everybody likes you the best, so we really need to take some wins for ourselves. But the only way to do that is by exclusion.
Is to get rid of me, yeah.
So over the summer, I've been working at a theater company called Shakespeare by the Sea in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So we've got 1 week left of shows. And normally we get a lot of rain days because it's the East Coast and it's Nova Scotia. This year we got 2 shows canceled due to rain, and that's it. And so normally when you're like, I'm expecting like 10 to 11 shows canceled during rain, and that's when I can squeeze in my other work. When you don't have that, it becomes a little stressful. But it's been great. It's been a great. It's been a great show. And we're all like praising the weather. And then there was a drought and a wildfire warning and a park ban that had to be put in place to make people not go in the park. And since we do theater in the park, well, that's a little tricky to do theater in the park when there's a park ban.
Oh.
So we had to get like a special permit for it and all of that. But over the course of the summer, I just finished filming it with my cast yesterday. I always love doing this at the end of the summer. I was filming a recap of all the games played. And so we had enough games. 3 people had enough games to do a top 20. In fact, the largest number was 27.
Sick. Oh, I'm so jealous to be able to play that many games.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's awesome. In one summer, jealous. That's awesome.
In one summer. It was a pretty cool summer. We also went wild with this big old house that we had. Got a full 16-foot shuffleboard table in here that we got off of Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace for like $50, and then we talked to the person who was second in line and had them pay the $50 and then have us hold it for the summer, and they're going to come pick it up at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. It's completely free. So that was great. And we have like a foosball table and a air hockey table in here.
Nice.
And then have I had a board game table sent here from Box King as well, who's going to be a sponsor of another R&R show specifically for that. So so it was great. We filled the house with stuff, filled the house with people, and I lured so many people over to play games, a ton of them, and so it was very exciting. It's my favorite part of my summer to go through and hear what all the people said and felt about their board games. So I'm excited for that video to come out on my channel, which will come out in a couple weeks once I edit it. But yeah,
Nice.
So that was definitely the highlight. Now we're just getting ready for the last week of shows, which we always finish with an unrehearsed play.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing the unrehearsed Romeo and Juliet this time, and I don't have any large set pieces planned. I know the guy who's I can't say it. I can't say it out loud because other people might be watching. But the guy who's playing Tybalt has like a bunch of set pieces that he wants to have planned. He hired a bagpiper last year to follow him around and play the bagpipes when he entered because he was the king of Scotland. This year as Capulet, I just have a really old Capulet wig, which I do have, which I will go get right now and put on for you all.
Yeah.
Just to be old Capulet, and then I'm playing Little John in Robin Hood, so I've got these burly muscles, just naturally, but also
of course.
foam. And then I'm gonna put those on my back like humps. So yeah. And this is a perfect time for our Discord video to kind of drop in and out, flicker.
Yeah.
So for the grand reveal, as I go get, not yet, I didn't want it, no, I'll do my grand reveal.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Great.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah, Discord is funky. I've only got so much screen room here, and I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think
kind
with
of
Discord,
back,
if
so now
you're
I can
screen
hear you.
sharing it, if you click off of Discord, it sometimes gets grumpy.
Yeah. And then I think
You
that's
gotta
what's
like keep that up and like active.
Yeah. So I will keep this here.
Let's see it, Chris.
All right,
Do it, Chris.
Let me put this on over here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Oh my god.
This guy.
It's
I need to let the hair free. I need to let it free. Let it free.
Wow.
That
You know
is
what?
tremendous.
I think this is the look.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
this is the
That's
look
you
for
from the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go. Perfect. My little wisps. Ooh, how demure. How mindful. Yeah, and then of course I got a little pair of glasses with it too.
I've got to have a little pair of glasses.
Well, and I mean I gotta match you two with my glasses, so mine are probably gonna be
There
more
you go.
fashionable than yours. But
nice.
don't feel too bad.
Not too bad, yeah.
Um,
I
love
love
it.
them.
I love
I
it.
love it.
Yes.
so not too bad. I really need to tease the hair. This is good. This is a good test run.
Looks great.
Yeah, it needs more volume for sure.
Yeah, it definitely needs more volume. Not that the headphones are going to help with that, but
Yeah. I love
time
it, though.
between R&R shows has not been kind to Chris, says Bing. you know, it's been 86 years.
Right.
It's been 86 years. Oh, it's been a rough summer. Oh, the things that have been happening to me. I can't tell you. My friends.
Giving you meet us in a tavern NPC realness, absolutely.
That's 100% right there, Tiffany.
Yes.
So good.
Oh, so
Okay.
let's look back on 2025,
Yes.
my friends.
Yes.
I remember that year fondly.
That's the perfect segue for our list today, folks. We are doing the top 12 games of 2025 so far. And Chris, I guess, we sort of talked about what we went into this list. I guess we could go right into it unless anyone has any more thoughts on what went into rounding this up. But I think we're good.
I don't know. I had no thoughts on this was my most head empty no thoughts list ever.
Okay.
I've had such a wild first half of 2025. I was like, first 3 games that popped in my head. Absolutely. Those 3.
I went to Board Game Geek and I looked up the what's on 2025 and then I scrolled through and I said, I like you.
The archives,
like
yes.
I like you. I like you. And then I picked my tops. I'm excited to talk about these. But what I did also, I looked back at our what we did with Cole. We had our most anticipated for 2025, and I had put one of those that I had said on my list, but then it got taken off. So I think it's higher up on someone else's list. But otherwise, I don't think there's going to be that much crossover between them. Yeah. So I did some like cross referencing to see what we anticipated versus what we're enjoying right now, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. I am going to say someone stole a game I really wanted to talk about, and I'm mad about it. But it's okay. It's fine. I should have put it higher up on my list.
Yeah.
But it's really good, and I'm excited about it.
Someone stole one of mine as well. So we
had some crossover. I guess we know all of Richard's between us.
We had some crossovers. Okay. Well, without any further to do, Chris, why don't we take things away with your number 12 today, friend?
Well, back in 2025, it was a beautiful time, I swear. I remember a comet coming towards a planet that was definitely not Earth, and I remembered enjoying it a lot. Our number 12 is How to Save a World. How to Save a World by Burnt Island Games. Oh, yeah, Ruel. Or anyone else has been excited for them because it was created by my neighbor and not friend. Let me be clear, Yuval. So Yuval designed this game. It was the first one that he's had signed by a publisher, and I play tested it early on, and I was like, honestly, no notes except for like this. And so being able to see the growth and development of something that I play tested early on, to see it be given the beautiful production quality treatment that Burnt Island is known for. I think Burnt Island games are so well done. They're such great quality. And then it is a game that I have played a ton, like since getting it. The Kickstarter finished arrived around May. It arrived just before I went to Nova Scotia, which is great because I organized a group buy, and I organized it for Toronto and Nova Scotia because I knew I would be traveling to Nova Scotia to bring people games. So I was able to bring people games. I played it with that. I played it 3 times this summer. It's like my most played game this summer out of all the games that I brought, and it's just because I wanted to keep introducing people to it because I think it's really slick. The things that I love about this are I love the 3 tracks. So if you haven't heard the game, I've talked about it a few times on the R&R show, I feel. And we had Yuval on as a guest at one point too. And so some of the things that I love is that the worker placement, you have ships on Earth, which is called Arydia, but it's Earth. And you have ships on the moon. And you can use those ships on the moon to go to moon worker placement spots. And you can use the ships on the Earth to go to Earth worker placement spots. Or you can shuttle them back and forth. But just the little thinking about, okay, I want my workers to be here, or I want my workers to be here. I think that's really exciting. And I also like the end game scoring is that you're investing in these 3 tracks. And every time you go up on the track, you spend some resources, you put a cube in the bag of that track. But you don't know which one of these tracks is going to sort of win. Which one of these tracks will be the one that stops the asteroid? It could be the laser that shoots it down. It could be the shield that blocks it. It could be none of them. The asteroid hits Earth, and you want to pull everything off of Earth and then have it vested in the green track. And so the further the further up you are, if you're first on the track that wins, you get a ton more points than if you're first on the tracks that lose. You still get points for all of them, but I really love that sort of gambling investment. What are other people investing in? Okay, now I have to chase them. Now I have to do that. So I really like the balance here. There's a ton of fun that can be happening with the card play. The end game scoring is also very dependent on like you getting the scoring cards, but the scoring cards also are useful in the game, which scoring cards often just slow you down. These at least give you a small benefit to boost other actions. So I really like a lot of elements of it, a lot of card play. Yeah, and that's why number 12 is How to Save a World.
Nice. Yeah, this one I have on my shelf of opportunity, Chris. It arrived recently, so just hearing your description and looking at it, it looks pretty awesome. So I'm very, very excited to give this one a shot.
Yeah.
I think it is better at 3 to 4 than it is 2, but I think Richard also was instrumental in making the 2-player version better because he was the one I think who suggested the dummy. There are dummy players on the track that you have to surpass, and so it really makes it for a dynamic. Oh, I really have to get past this thing if I want to get a certain score. So I played it at 2 and I enjoyed it too, but I'll probably opt for 3 to 4 if I can.
Nice. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I always love that with 2-player variants where you add that dummy player. As long as it's easy to manage, like I think it's something, right? As long as it's not like
there's nothing more to manage than in the setup. They just take up spaces on the track. That's it.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves as well in 2-player games. It's like a really complex. It's like at that point I just play a solo game. If I'm trying to beat a robot, at that point I'd rather just play a solo game, which I don't like solo games. So that tells you how I feel about that concept. So as long as it's like simple and clean and I can set it and forget it, I think that's really
agreed.
Yeah, it's in the setup, boom, done. Don't have to worry about it anymore. But it was like a really good change to make everything worth investing in, and was quite a nice little twist.
I love that.
Nice.
Great. Awesome. So that's number 12. That's awesome, Chris. I'm going to go to our number 11 game, and I'm going to... Oh, it's me. Okay, it's me. I've got our number 11, apparently. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go to this screen here, and hopefully it's working. Yeah, it's working. Our number 11
I'm sure
game,
it's working.
Yeah. I just played this at Gen Con, actually, folks, and I immediately fell in love. This is a 2-player game, and it is so good. It is a game called Toy Battle. It's from designer Paolo Mori. There's our friends Amy and Maggie playing it right there, talking about it. Let's scoot over to the screen. This is a 2-player area control game, which I was surprised by because I didn't expect it to be this good. It had a cute little theme, sort of like, was it Toy Story type of theme, where you have your toys are battling with each other. But in this, it's so smart the way it's done. So it's a 2-player battling game. You just draw tiles from a bag, and you're going to place those tiles in, or sort of like in a Scrabble type of tray. And you have your tiles, and you can decide where to place them on the map. And once you place it on the map, it depends, if you can get one certain area surrounded. Let me fast forward in the video a little bit here. Where are you at, Amy and Maggie? Here you go. If you get a certain area controlled, then you're going to get certain abilities that pop off or triggered. You're going to get some points as well. And the object of the game is to get enough points, areas controlled, where you get the point value that's needed to win, or you capture your opponent's headquarters, which is on the other side of the board. So as you're placing your characters, each one has a different ability, and you have to connect your headquarters to theirs. So you can't just place your tiles anywhere. You need to place them in order to connect back to your headquarters. So there is one tile that breaks that rule. I think it's the monkey. The flying monkey can fly anywhere it wants, which is great. But there are certain limitations as far as like where you can place tiles. Like you can place it on an empty spot, or you can place it on your own spot where there you have already a troop on there, or you can place it on your opponent's tile, but only if it's higher than your opponent's tile. They're all numbered, by the way. So, it's so good. It reminds me, so Paolo Mori has done classic games like Libertalia, Ethnos, and a few other games that you all know, Dogs of War, etc., etc. But also, he did a game last year called Captain Flip, which I loved. I absolutely loved.
I didn't realize it was the same person.
Yeah,
Captain
same
Flip is
designer.
such a banger.
It's like Captain Flip was a banger, and I think it really, for me, it hit because it was like really accessible. And I feel like Toy Battle's along those same lines. It's super accessible. It's got more strategy than Captain Flip, but it's got the same, like, hey, I've got one or two things I can do on my turn. I either play a tile on the board or I draw new tiles. And here's the thing about this is what makes the decision points so good, in my opinion. Like, to draw a tile, you don't get to place a tile, so it's like you're losing a turn almost. But if you draw the right tiles, then you can start comboing your tiles. Like, oh, this one will set up that one, which will set up that one, and all of a sudden you've taken over an area. Oh, it's so good. And I was blown away, honestly, by how good this game was. And it's a 2-player game, plays in about 20 minutes or so. So sort of like Captain Flip, it's quicker. But I prefer this to Captain Flip. And that's why it's our number 11 for the best games of 2025 so far, Toy Battle.
Oh, that's high praise. I'm really glad you brought this up because I'll be totally honest, I would have completely. Oh no, Chris is stealing my spot.
Hi, Chris, again.
Silencing.
My plans are coming in. Ray seems to have dropped out. Ray's dropped out on my on my Discord.
Oh, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes. The electrons are working.
My camera might have died.
How I wanted them to.
Okay, sorry, Chris. You vamp about this game. Let me go get another battery.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Finally, I'm becoming Ray. Yes, it's me, Ray. I'm here. I'm here for the R&R show. Ray Retros. You can find me playing retro games every Saturday. Actually, I do have a question for you, Ruel, while Ray fixes their camera. Omer Hernandez says in the chat, it's an even more stripped-down game related to Blitzkrieg or Seize Rome in 20 minutes. Have you played Caesar Seize Rome in 20 minutes?
Not Caesars. I played the other one, the plain one. I think it's Blitzkrieg. And I would say, yes, it is more slimmed down. And as you can see here, there's also a bunch of different boards you can play, so it changes things up a little bit. But the gameplay, it's so sharp, Chris. I was so impressed by this.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks like a kid's game, honestly. Just the toys and everything, but it's got a bit more strategy than Captain Flip. But it's so good. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, because Libertalia, I haven't played Captain Flip yet. I really need to play Captain Flip.
Yeah.
But I think him being the designer of Libertalia as well. You mentioned like Libertalia was the surprise hit of all the. Ray's coming back. Ray's muted right now, but she's coming back in.
Okay, sorry, my camera battery died. It's been like 6 months since I've done this, guys. I'm sorry.
No worries, you're good.
No, it's all great. Libertalia was also like one of the surprise hits of the summer. So that's cool to see. There we go.
There you
Dang
go.
It, my evil plan has foiled once again.
Yeah,
we're back on the right timeline, everyone.
Yeah. Shout out to Jamie Daggers in chat. Hi, Jamie.
Oh my God,
you had a question for me
before
came back
we also wearing this?
That would be amazing. But no, I wanted to. I don't know if this was touched upon when I was gone. I apologize, but
no worries.
I just want to say I'm really glad Ruel brought this game up because this would have 100% passed me by. Like complete transparency. This game, in my opinion, looks like it's for kids. And calling it Toy Battle solidifies for me this baby game for babies.
Yeah, totally.
But I think that it's by the same designer of Captain Flip, which I'm not always great with designer names, so I didn't put that together until you called it out, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I will say Captain Flip also initially passed me by. I think that art is more mature than this.
Yeah.
But Captain Flip also has a very juvenile look, which made me overlook it initially, but I think now in hindsight really plays to advantage because I think it's a good multi-generational game. I think it fits with kids and adults really well. So I'm really looking forward to maybe trying this out because I would have just never. I mean, the toy theme doesn't really do it for me. It looks like it's for kids, but knowing that it's by a designer who does like simple mechanics that maybe younger players can grasp, but that still hits with adults.
Yep.
It makes me pause and maybe want to check it out. So I'm glad you brought it up.
That is 100% Ray. Like I think you really like it. I think both of you will really enjoy it. Again, same. Like I was thinking the same thing regarding Captain Flip. Like I never would have taken that picked up that game. But thanks to I was at Gamma a couple of years ago, and someone said, "Hey, you got to check this out." I was like, "Okay, sure, whatever." Yeah. You know, same thing. Baby games for babies, but no,
games for babies.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So, this is.
I mean, it took like the dozenth glowing review of Flip 7 for me to be like, "Oh, fine, I'll check out this game for babies." And it turns out into being one of my like probably most played games of the past year, like since I've got it. It comes out
100%.
Anytime I have new people, like maybe people who like I don't really know what type of games they like, and I'm trying to like test the waters. Like Captain Flip is such a good. It teaches me a lot of things about new.
Yeah.
Anyways, this isn't a review of Captain Flip. It's just if it's by the same designer, I'm paying attention.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So that is our number 11, friends. A toy battle from Apollo Mori. And now let's continue with Ray. Hopefully, everything's good on audio and video. Ray, what do you got for us at number 10 today?
Awesome. So for number 10, we have Fliptoons.
Nice.
Fliptoons is a simple deck builder with a spatial twist, which is a pitch that already has me interested. I love spatial reasoning games. I love deck builders. This is just really good for what it is, right? It's not a revolutionary deck builder, but it's quick, it's snappy, and it does that spatial element in a way that I think is really clever and really interesting. So in Fliptoons, you're trying to cast the best cartoon by recruiting different characters, right? And they call them toons, which is really cute and really nostalgic for me. If anyone in this chat is age and played Toontown as a kid, if you were a fan of children MMOs, big fan. I love that it harkens back to that, and I really love that. It's probably not intentional, but I love that. Each round, you're going to draw character cards from your and you're going to lay them out on the table as here in a 3x2, 2x3 grid. 3 cards on top, then 3 cards on bottom. And different cards are going to trigger different abilities. It's typically based, not all the time, but oftentimes based on where they are in that grid, but you don't get to control that. When you're flipping off the top of your deck, you're going to put the first one in the top left corner and then the one next to it, and you're going to fill it out procedurally. So it's a really fun push your luck. It has this really fun, like, suspenseful moment as you're flipping your deck, being like, oh, please, I really monkey to be in the bottom row. And it's fun, right? I see some people complaining on BGG that it's all luck-based or whatever, but like, a lot of deck builders are anyways. It's basically like a thing that is a thing with deck builders, right? Like in the order in which you draw your cards, just kind of open face. It's like an open face deck builder sandwich in a way. And then you're trying to get cards, hoping they show up that way, and you're culling your deck to try to get, basic deck builder stuff, trying to get the cards that you want to show up more often. And at the end of every round, once everyone has flipped their little tableau of a 2x3 grid of characters, those characters are going to cash out what's called fame. So fame is a temporary currency that you can then spend to get more toons or more characters. And the first person to crack 30 fame in one round triggers the end of the game. And then you do one final flip showdown and you see who wins. And it's really clean, it's really classy, and I really enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah. Someone had a really funny comment. Folks, if you're watching the VOD, we do record this live on Twitch and YouTube.
Okay, I just tabbed back over to chat. Listen, John, listen. This is different. this is so different.
Yeah, these cartoons versus toys. Come on.
It's so different.
It does have that. What is it?
This is like called? A 1920s Steamboat Willie vibe that makes me feel like it's art. More mature.
Yeah, rubber hose art is what I learned it's called.
That's
right?
the term. Yes.
Yeah. Like, what was that video game? Cuphead, right? Cuphead has the same style of art.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sad that I have not been able to play this yet, Ray. I've heard a lot of good things. And I had a copy from Gen Con, and I had this unfortunate shipping accident or shipping fiasco where I lost a ton of games in the mail. I was shipping them back.
That's traumatic. Well, I'm sorry.
Thanks. I was.
Jesus.
It was a really bummer. Like I had this. I was going to be smart and ship all my games separately from my luggage. Guess what? USPS lost my box of games, and along with my favorite pair of shoes and my favorite pair of jeans. It's been tragic.
I would crash out. From that.
That's level 10. That's level 10 of culling.
Level
4 is out of the back of your trunk and in a trench coat.
Roll the UPS dice.
Is UPS forcibly takes it from you.
Yeah,
that's culling extreme. Ruel's reached the next level of culling. He's beyond.
So, folks, if you see a white pair of sneakers and Levi jeans somewhere,
and a copy of Fliptoons,
and Fliptoons,
if anyone is wearing a pair of white sneakers and Levi jeans, you take them because they're Ruel's.
Tackle them.
Yes.
You see someone in jeans, white shoes, playing Fliptoons at a convention. It's your duty.
It is.
And Ruel's honor and tackle them. That's what you have to do.
Let's.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it was such a bummer. But Fliptoons does look terrific. I cannot wait to actually, hopefully I get a replacement copy soon to
yeah,
play.
we should play a game on BGA. It's in beta on BGA.
That's right.
We
could
play one there.
Would love that. Okay, let's tackle number 9, which is up to Richard. Richard, take it away.
Hey gang, it is good to have the show back. I missed everybody. I wish I could be there live, but Jen and I, we're on a bit of a road trip right now. There's the car, there's the caravan. Jen's hiding inside, cooking up some breakfast, although we're gonna be getting on the ferry back there in just a little bit. Oh, and I'm in the way of another car that's coming up. So I should stop goofing around and start talking about what you guys have talked about. Let me get in this lane. Yeah, this seems a bit safer. Okay, Chris, How to Save a World. You know how much I love this game. I think you and I are very simpatico on this. I haven't gotten a chance to play my copy yet. I'm really excited to, and I'm really glad to hear from you, Chris, that the 2-player suggestions I made when I covered it ended up in the final game and improved it as I hoped they would. So, happy day. And let's see, Ruel, Toy Battle. I'm really interested in this one. I hope you have talked, Ruel, about, there's a few of the missions available in this game that actually let you play co-op. I am really keen to know more about that. If you haven't talked about it, please let us know if you've actually played it that way. And then Ray, Fliptoons. Oh, I'm glad somebody mentioned this. This is such a joyous little game. Tex Avery deck building is awesome. It's so fast, it's so fun. A really great choice. Okay, we're starting off strong, as is 2025. And now, before I get to number 9 on our combined list, I should say, there are a bunch of games that I could put on this list that I'm not going to because they haven't come out yet. I mean, this is really a celebration of the first half of the year, right? And so a lot of the Essen releases, like I'm talking about Sanctuary and Orloy and a bunch of other ones that I have played, I'll be talking about those after Essen, probably some of them in my top 10 of the year in December. But for now, I'm really trying to focus on stuff that's come out probably Gen Con. But if it made it by Gen Con, let's talk about it. And so, number 9 on our combined list is Popcorn, which is such a wonderful game. And I'm so sorry folks in North America have not been able to get their hands on it yet because of the stupid tariff situation. But good news, it will be coming out later this year. There is somebody who has picked it up for distribution. But anyway, what is this? This is such a clever and creative ode to cinema, the cinema of my childhood. Big movies in the 80s. Oh, what a glorious time to be a movie fan. And this game brings it all back with really smart, simple, fast-playing economic gameplay. It's a bag builder where we have a whole bunch of different audience members who like action movies or comedies or drama or prestige films, etc., etc. And every round we're going to pull some out, and hopefully we've got the right movies in our theaters, and we've set up our theaters to bring those people and sit down and pay us and give us all kinds of bonuses. It's almost a gateway. I'm going to call it a Gateway Plus, but it's really clever, wonderfully thematic. The cards that represent the different movies are little homages and references to some of the all-time greats, and both, it just puts a smile on Jen's and my face. We really enjoyed it quite a bit. That is number 9 on the list, Popcorn. Okay, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Richard. Popcorn was on my radar, but I have not. I didn't know it was out as well. I just assumed it was only a European release. But looking forward to that one. I love the theme. Actually, Becca and I talked about this on Good Morning Society a couple of weeks ago, where it just the theme. Actually, no, it was Christine and I. The theme just really caught us, and I mean, I love going to the movies. It's been a minute since I've been, but yeah, game like that, I'm definitely in on that.
My favorite part of that is, yes, we were distracted by, I wasn't listening to Richard. I was watching him play Frogger.
You stole my joke. You stole my joke. No, I said that. If you're watching Real, I made that joke first.
Ray did.
I said that. Whoa, he steals your jokes all the time. That's fine. He comes for my jokes. We've got a problem.
Oh, that's
know.
great.
Okay, I promise that's the first time I've ever stolen a joke in my whole life. So somebody in chat make something, write something funny for me to say.
Yes. So,
but I am
Christmas
obsessed with
here.
the idea that every time he videos in, he's in an increasingly unhinged location. Like at first, the opening of that, Richard's in the street. Richard is disrupting the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
About this. That's not okay.
Right.
Just at the border, at a customs border, being like, I guess I'll film the video now. I got some time. Traffic's bad. What can I do? I'm a bit bored.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, that's too good. Friends, thank you, Richard, for that one. Let's move on to our next game. Chris, we have, I believe it's number 8, right, for you?
Yeah, I think it is number 8.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just writing a funny joke in the chat.
Okay.
That I came up with. Yeah, Ruined Board says in the chat, hey, it's kind of like Richard was playing Frogger. Come on. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know who said that. That seems pretty good. That's creative and original.
Oh,
all right, my number 8.
Show so much.
My number 8. I don't even know when I got it, but I must have gotten it in 2025. Well, I guess
you
I
get
could
a UPS box that was unlabed.
That
just showed up at your door.
Yeah, it was great.
Shoes and jeans in it.
It's this thing called Fliptoons, and it came. And my copy came with a pair of Levi's and white sneakers, and I just thought that was such a nice thematic touch, to be like, it wasn't quite my shoe size, but I just jammed him in there, I added some extra length to my foot. Our number 8 is one that I've again talked about a ton on these sorts of lists, and I am happy to say that I'm enjoying it so far for sure. This is 2025 on BGG, and it's Arydia. Arydia, the Paths We Dare Tread. I've done this a lot, and what I've been doing on my channel is me and my good buddy Zach Groombridge. We are playing through Arydia, and so we've been filming every one of our sessions, and I've been releasing one a month, and that has probably increased the enjoyment of it, just because it's like fun to document and fun just to horse around with my friend, and I really like the feel of the game thus far. It is really an open world adventure. It doesn't hold your hand, doesn't tell you where to go. And so playing with someone like Zach, who deliberately runs in the opposite direction immediately, is always enhances the experience for me. So Zach and I have been playing through. We've enjoyed it. There's been 5 chapters that we've released on the channel. I have 6 playthroughs of 6 to 9 to still edit and put out. But we're still continuing with it, and we play it, and we have enjoyed it enough to continue coming back to it. The things that I like about it are fairly easy setup, lots of zany things happening in the world. And the thing that I don't like about it is that it's very prejudiced against halflings. Every halfling in it sucks. All the characters, they suck. They're bratty, they're mean, they're whiny, and they give you little descriptors to role play. And maybe we're role playing it, but no. Or we met a friggin' burly halfling who challenged us to an arm wrestling contest and then took all our money because they were unbeatable. I hate halflings now, and it is our goal to find every halfling in Arydia and exterminate them. They're just the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst, and I blame Arydia for that. But other than that, it's a fun game. But I really, and what would I have done if I'd chosen halfling as my character class? I'm a fae. I'm a sweet little fae called Ari. I'm a sweet little fae, and then Zach is an orc named, what's his name? Scamp? I forget what his name is.
Scamp is a great name for an orc.
Yeah, it might be Scamp the rogue orc, and I'm Ori the halfling mage. Not the halfling. Oh no, it's invaded me. No. The fae mage. But anyway, it's very fun. It gives you that sort of classic RPG feel. I love the combat system of rolling dice, and if you have armor in a spot, you can absorb those hits. The quick start was completely awful, and it made me hate the game. But then we got over that, and we started playing the actual game, and we were allowed to play the game, and then we the game. So I'm quite enjoying Arydia.
The quick start guide.
Yeah.
If that doesn't start too much of a tangent, I'm always curious as someone who has to help proofread rule books and stuff. I'm always curious because that's such a divisive concept, right? The idea of a quick start.
Yeah.
I think I do. Play tutorial.
Yeah, I think I don't like quick start guides in general. I think I'm just that sort of person who wants to learn the rulebook and then play in the sandbox. And so, but I didn't find it clear. It also would say like stop reading here, and then after the stop reading here, on like to the right of it, because you read left to right. At least I do when I'm not reading a manga. You know, and as far as I know, Arydia is not a manga. So you stop when you're reading, and then over to the right, it says, "Oh, by the way, pull out these extra sheets and do it all one at a time." And it has like important information after it says stop reading. And so me, I was like, I'm going to follow this to the letter. And by following it to the letter was a very bad choice. It was very frustrating, and it made me hate it. But I understand some people who learn by that. I just would prefer to read the rules and then experience it myself rather than have the game tell you every decision that you're making. Not really learn that way because you're just following a guide and it doesn't really cover the closet cases and whatever.
Right. Now, having said that, like when you started playing the game and you learned it, did you refer back to the quick guide, or is there a separate reference sheet or anything?
No, there's a different. Yeah, there's an actual rule book, and also the questions that come up, like it's not all going to be covered in the quick start guide. And so if you just operate off of the basis of the quick start guide, as I've learned everything, you haven't, and so you are going to make mistakes because you didn't get that information in the quick start guide and you haven't actually absorbed it. But thankfully, what I really love about filming the playthroughs is that people tell me the mistakes that I've made. I'm like, that's great. Yeah. We can now incorporate that in like 3 sessions down the line when we catch up to the the timeline, right? Yeah. But it's awesome. It's so awesome, like having a built-in community to watch and be like, oh, it's actually you're making it harder for yourself here, or you're making it easier for yourself here, and for these sorts of games also. It doesn't matter, right? If you're having a good time, you're going on an adventure, these like tiny little rules of we were making the traps harder for that they had to step directly on the trap, but they could step around the trap and the trap would be triggered. And that's like hugely different for the power level, but we were still playing it as it was and it was fine, and now we'll just incorporate it in that other way, and it doesn't invalidate our plays because we're having a good time playing a game, and that's what games are for. But I really think a lot of the systems in Arydia are slick now that I've gotten to engage with them for a good chunk of time. It's something that I'm excited to go back to. It's something that makes me see the benefit of having a board game table to set things up and leave them there. But it also isn't too bad to go through. And it's especially nice having another player to do it, because then I haven't found the upkeep to be all that bad, even though there's a lot of like card searching. But nice. it hasn't given me a poor experience like Seventh Continent did. So this is like probably my favorite campaign game that I've ever sort of played through.
Wow. Nice. And, that's high praise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played like too many, but it is. I have played a few, and I can see myself moving forward and like finishing it and still enjoying and engaging in the system and the excitements and the secrets that have popped up. And discoveries that we've made have been exciting and enjoyable. So, and nice. the narrative has evolved in a really fun way of us stumbling upon things and feeling like we really just stumbled upon them, rather than it being the game guiding you to that point. So Arydia, it's. I mean, my expectations were would be my number 1 game of all time. Like it wasn't. I didn't expect that, but it's like pretty high. And so if my expectations were here, which were probably unmeetable, I think the game's gotten to like here.
Okay.
And I think that's pretty good.
That's really close.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I know you've talked about this a few times on the show, so I was really curious to hear how it lived up or didn't live up to the hype. But I feel like that's really close, and that's great, Chris. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. You're just talking. I wanted to talk about this real quick. Having a separate table where you can set up a game and just leave it.
Life-changing.
Yeah, it is life-changing. I'm actually, I'm thinking about doing this in my secondary table. I'm a little scared though. Elder Scrolls, the board game. It's this massive box, and it's like a workout just lifting this box. I'm like, do I dive deep in this? I've never played the video game, so I'm like, I have a friend that's she said she would teach me online. I'm like, I don't know if I should do this or not, but I do. That's what the extra table's for, so you can make decisions like this. So.
And I think Elder Scrolls is actually pretty manageable because it's only 3 games in a campaign, right? Like it's multiple campaigns that you go through.
Yeah.
So it's just like a 3-game progression as you move through.
But that box is so heavy. There's so much stuff in there.
It's so heavy.
Be careful about setting it up, because I've done this before. I've set it up with that exact thing. If I have it set up, I'm gonna play it more.
Oh, yeah.
And then something happens and you forget and it's covered up. And then someday, hypothetically, you've got like 6 people over to play party board games. You go to take off the leaves of your table and you're like, and it's just like the most intimidating looking thing in the world. And they're like, that's not what we signed up for. And I'm like, no, that's not what we're playing. I swear, it's a mistake. And then they all run out of the house and they never come. And like, just be careful about that.
You weren't supposed to see that. You weren't supposed to see that.
No. Close your eyes.
I swear. I didn't mean it.
That's hilarious. So great call, Chris. Number 8, Arydia. Let's move right along to our number 7, which is back to me, I believe. Number 7. I just talked about a 2-player game. I'm going to talk about another 2-player game that I actually liked a little better. This one got the edge. I have 2-player games specific for the list. And our collective number 7 is a game called Zenith. Zenith, friends, I love this game. This was, Becca and I played this on Good Morning Society. Another 2-player specific game where it's more of a tug of war, if anything. It's area control again, but it's hand management. You have different cards you're playing to the different planets. You're trying to collect influence on those planets, and as you play cards down, you're going to move the token towards you. And if you can get all the way to your side, then you collect that token. The first to get a certain number of tokens wins the game immediately. There are 3 different win conditions. You either get all the same tokens from the same planet, or you get every single one that's different, or there's a third way to win as well. It's like, depending on the different planets you get. There's a tech track that you can go up, which is really neat. So instead of playing a card to the planets, you could discard it, and then whatever card that matches, whatever faction it matches, you can go up that tech track, and the tech track allows you to get some bonuses to move up on the other tracks. Finally, you can also discard a card for the leader ability. Again, depending on the faction, you're going to discard it and get an ability to your thanks to your leader. It's so good, and the reason why I place this right above the other game I talked about, Toy Battle, is I like the hand management aspect of this game, and I love the tug of war, where there is I wouldn't call it a tug of war in Toy Battle. It's more just area control. This one, it's a lot of back and forth. Like in our game, you can see there Becca, she had like 4 of the planets going towards her side. I was able to play some cards to start getting back to my side, and then I went up on the tech track. And and we even had tech problems on that stream as well. Look at that. You don't even have a thing on where. Oh, hilarious. It happens everywhere, folks. But you can go back and forth on that track. The tech track, I went up really quickly on and was able to get the lead on a few more. But then Becca used her leader's ability to come back. There's a lot more going on in this and then Toy Battle. But what I loved about it, this plays about 35, 40 minutes as well. So it's a shorter game. Lots of interaction. I really love that hand management aspect to it, and it's a terrific game. It was recently nominated for a Spiel, I think the Kenner Spiel, I believe. No, might have been just the Spiel des Jahres, but it's nominated for good reason. Really easy to pick up, but there's a lot of good points to this game, and that's why it's our number 7, Zenith.
Nice. Yeah, I have never played it. I'm not a huge tug of war fan, whenever I see tug of war, I'm like,
okay.
I like it. It kind of reminds me back to my childhood days of drama back in the day, where the teachers used to make us at recess pull each other around. So it's not always like in my top mechanism, but I'm glad that I'm glad that you.
That's one for therapy, not for stream. I don't.
Is that not for the stream? Oh, it's been so many years. It's been so many years.
Yeah, I do like the tug of war mechanism in games. There's another 2-player game. I think I've talked about it on the show before. It's so underrated, called Sun Tzu. So it's another area control, a lot more, I would say, like in your face than this game. Than Zenith. But Zenith, again, it's all about that card play, the hand management, because it's multi-use cards, right? So you can either go, directly on the planet and get that, influence, or you can discard it for a use 2 different ways. And I really like that. It has a nice decision every turn. But yeah, it's fantastic, folks. So be sure to check out Zenith. Okay, that's our number 7. Let's get back to Ray for number 6.
All right. So if you caught the pre-show, This is the game I was talking about. When Chris said, what was the first game you played in a new apartment? I finally got delivered my copy of Tabriz.
Yeah.
Which, this was another one that we talked about in most anticipated games for this year. And I'm happy to say that it is up there with one of my favorite games that released this year. So this is a game by Randy Flynn, obviously the designer of Cascadia, where you'll be traveling along paths to gain various resources to construct rugs for your wealthy patrons. Each shop, as you're going along you have like a market area and you can go wherever you want. Each, worker can only travel so far. And each shop has some sort of gimmick for how you gain or exchange resources. And one of my favorite mechanics here is the markets that you go to. Some of them can overflow. So if nobody goes to one, it can sort of like bust. Then it gets totally wiped out of all of that resource. So the market dynamics change quite a bit without like a crazy rule overhead. It feels really dynamic while staying technically like very simple. And as you finish rug commissions, as you're completing these, contracts that you're getting, they tuck under your player mat and make a nice little engine. So it's got a nice little light engine building, light work placement. I've been told by people that it's reminiscent of Sentry, but I have never played that. So unfortunately, I can't compare the two. But for what it is, from my experience with it, not having played Sentry, I really enjoy it. I described this, I believe, earlier this year as board game chicken noodle soup. And that is still to this day, now that I have my copy since that one demo I got, I think it still holds up. There's something about this game that feels nostalgic to me. It feels like from like 10 or even 15, 20 years ago. It reminds me of like the light to medium Euro games that I kind of grew up with. So it has like a really cozy, warm, it's just good. It just feels classic, which I feel like we're not getting a lot of these days. I feel like now, for a good reason, there's a lot of emphasis on new, innovative, crazy new designs. And there's something about this that just feels like it would fit on a shelf like next to Agricola and be perfectly happy. And it just feels like it hits that sort of nostalgic, cozy, older, middleweight Euro game. And that's totally my jam. So this is just like such a classic crowd pleaser. And also a really good intro to like longer, heavier game players, which I'm always the person who's introducing games. And it has such a beautiful table presence. People want to play it. It rolls out on this beautiful neoprene mat. The production value on this is just really gorgeous. I feel like it hasn't gotten a lot of buzz since it delivered on Kickstarter, and a lot of the original review videos were with a prototype. The final version of this game is gorgeous. It's a lot prettier than the prototype a lot of YouTubers were getting. So yeah, this is Tabriz.
Yeah, I'm dying to play this game, Ray. I'm so glad it's on the list because I felt the same way. Like it just, there was a lot of buzz when the Kickstarter launched, and then afterwards it's just people stopped talking about it for whatever reason. I think it might be like you said, because of the prototype, but I love Randy Flynn games, and Cascadia is an all-time favorite of mine, and Tabriz has been on my radar. I just haven't gotten a chance to play it, and I think maybe why my gaming group, no one has it for some reason. I don't know why. We just missed out on it, so I need to track down a copy or at least find someone to play this with.
Yeah.
Did you get, like, was there a deluxe version versus a retail version, Or do you know if
there was a deluxe version? I never go deluxe just because I can't really afford it. So I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah. So my question is just in
really
terms of production quality, right? Yeah. So you probably have the retail, and so cool. Yeah, I really like that. I think so because I did an interview with Randy Flynn over on WSPG's channel. This was maybe a couple of years ago. We were interviewing all the designers of the games in the World Series of Board Gaming, and I think he mentioned that Tabriz might have been designed before Cascadia even, but it was just in terms of things being picked up and then being, because I think it was around when Tabriz was launching, and so that's in my memory. I'm maybe 70% sure that is a real thing. It's above 50, so sure, let's do it. But yeah, I think when you're talking about that classic feel, I'm like, maybe that also has an element to it of it being designed not yesterday, but a little bit ago, and just like cooking and sitting on the shelf and then giving that satisfying feeling.
Yeah,
totally.
I love that comment too, Ray, about there's something to be said for games that just feel classic and timeless.
Yeah.
Rather than just trying to let's try to jam this new mechanism in whatever game. I do love a good solid game where you appreciate it for what it is, right? It's like, okay, it just works for whatever reason, it just works, you know, and I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I love a weird little game as much, if not more, than the next person, but I do really love the chicken noodle soup, and I feel like sometimes it's hard when a game gets knocked because it's like too similar to another game. It's like, okay, then you don't need to get it then if you already have something similar, but it doesn't make it a bad game. I feel like sometimes this idea that if it's not innovating, it's bad. It could just be good. It can just be maybe something you've kind of seen before combined in a new, interesting way. That is like, that still is good. You don't have to get it, right? If you already have something similar, but it doesn't make the game bad. And I feel like Tabriz kind of falls into that. When I was looking through on BGG just to like see what do other people think about this game, Sentry got brought up like in 50% of the comments. And again, as someone who hasn't played it, I was like, okay, maybe I should also play Sentry, but it doesn't make Tabriz a bad game, you know?
Yeah. I feel like that is a similar way or similar style of game are like those party word games, sort of like, you know, like Just One, Blank Slate, Blob Party. Like I love them all. Yeah. Like, yes, they're all very similar, but I own each one, and they provide like similar experiences, but also very different experiences as well. Yeah. And again, depending on the group. I literally just played Blob Party last weekend for a fundraiser, and we did this whole big game. There was like 50 of us. And we all played Blob Party, and we all, I think 6 turns out of 7, we got to become one big blob. And it was like one of those great gaming moments, right? And it was amazing.
See, I don't know anything about Blob Party. You just said right now, I'm hooked. What do you mean you all became one big blob? What does that mean?
So everyone has a little piece of Play-Doh. That's your blob. And the object of the game is you have 7 rounds to become one big blob. It's a cooperative word game. Right? Yeah. So you have a category, then you have some clues. The active player picks one category and a clue, and then everyone secretly writes down their answer. And if you have the exact same answer as someone else, you join into a blob.
It's like Blank Slate with Play-Doh.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, that's awesome.
It's amazing. And then, but then you become
we didn't
a blob.
Think to put Play-Doh in Blank Slate.
Yeah, it's so good, Ray. You would love it. And then when you're part of a blob, then now your answers, you team up with everyone, and you come up with one answer amongst your team, and then you try to match up with the other teams. And it was so much fun. It was one of those great moments. That's so clever. Yeah, it's so good. So
I think one R&R list should be, because Ray said it, weird little games. Top 12 weird little games. And I think that would be a very fun R&R show to do.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
That would be Ray's
very up my alley.
For sure.
I would find the weirdest little game.
Yep.
You got a weird little game? Come on over.
Yeah.
I got some weird little games in my trunk, let me tell you.
I got some weird little games in this trench coat.
And on that note, let's send it over to Richard and see what weird little game he's got for us at number 5. Take it away, Richard.
Okay, here I am on the ferry, and we're just going to continue counting it down while, I don't know if I want to go outside. It's cold, but it's beautiful, so let's go. Chris, no, hey, those doors are closed. I don't know if I am going to be able to get outside. Let's keep looking. All right, what was I saying? Oh, Chris, Arydia. Man, I must have missed you for so long, because I just can't complain about any of your choices so far, and I'm very happy for you that at long last you and your true love are at long last together. That is lovely. Here I am outside. Oh my goodness, there we go. It's very windy. Hopefully my little mic with its little, what's it called, the dead cat or something like that, whatever that thing is not too obnoxious. But anyway, continuing on. Ruel, Zenith. Yeah, I don't really know much about this. I mean, I looked at it and saw, it's basically a big old area majority game, right? So it's kind of like a mini war game. I look forward to seeing why you think this is the bee's knees. And Ray, now we're talking Tabriz. I am very jealous of you. I am desperate to play this game. You know, the first, completely new design from Randy Finn after his mega successful Cascadia. I've got to try this game. If anybody knows anyone at the publisher behind this, please have them contact me. I would so love to cover it on the channel. And I'm glad to hear it's apparently very good if you're going to put it that high. I am not going to go any farther in that direction because I hear a very loud motor, so I'm just going to back away. All right, anyway, continuing on, we are now going to talk about number 5 on the list. One of my choices, something I played and filmed earlier. I think it might have been the first game I actually played after we moved to Ireland. Maybe the first game I filmed too. It is Timber Town. And oh my gosh, this is such a wonderful little tile laying game. Very much in the vein of a Tiny Towns or something like that. You've got a small little grid that you are laying tiles on, trying to put the right tiles next to each other, always concerned about positioning and all of that. And the tile laying part is nice, it's good. The tiles themselves are lovely. The overall presentation of this game is phenomenal. But what's really interesting is the tile drafting, because the tiles are on a conveyor belt. And I'm sure people are sick and tired of me by now saying how much I love conveyor belts in games. They're my favorite mechanism now. Basically, the tiles you want to grab are on a river, and every round they are going to be moving further and further downriver. And the thing is, you can go on ahead and grab them wherever you want from the river, but if you grab them when say they're on the second space of the river, that means you can only put them in the second column on your own personal board. And if you're desperate to put a given tile on the fourth column, well, you've got to wait 4 rounds until it goes all the way down the river to get down there. The problem is, it might not make it there because maybe your opponent wants it in their third column, and so you've got to weigh all of those things. There's stuff you can do like reserve tiles as they work their way down, and various and sundry powers. The different tiles score in different ways. The pieces are great. The art is fantastic. Overall, I gotta say, this is a wonderful little 2-player only game, and we're kind of nowadays living in a golden age of 2-player only games that aren't all about players smacking each other over the head or across a battle line. I love economic battles where we're just doing our best with the tools we've got in front of us, and always trying to pay attention to what our opponent's going to do, not so we can destroy them, but because they might inadvertently grab something we want before we get it. And Timber Town is a wonderful example of this. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's number 5 on the list. Timber Town. Okay, it's cold. I'm going back inside. Back to you guys.
All right, Richard. Yeah, go back inside. I hope you're not cold anymore. Timber Town looks terrific. I
can't with all the
so
elderly
good.
people in the background making weird faces. I can't. It's so funny.
was
My
good.
challenge
So
to
good.
Richard is to keep filming in weirder places every time.
I agree.
And don't tell us
Please.
why. Where's he
Tell us
going on this
why.
boat? We don't know.
Context. Yeah. Yeah. We
It's
don't want
awesome.
any context whatsoever for your
Agreed.
videos, but we want them in random weird spots. Please, Richard. You are the thing. You might be the star of the R&R show if you do.
So fun. Oh, well, let's not.
might-
That'll go to his head. Let's be.
We might need to bow down.
I love that. Timber
I will
Town
say that
does
game
look
looked
terrific.
really good.
Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
about. I love tile lanes, so that immediately hooked me. And if he's talking, it's a 2-player game that's not about smashing each other in the face. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. Why not?
I really like that it's a what's it called, a conveyor belt game with like a
Yeah.
nature theme. I feel like a lot of times that ends up being a very specific type of mechanical, steam powered, whatever thing. And maybe it's been done before, but I really like the idea if it's logs on a river. It's a really cool thematic way to make that more of a nature theme.
Oh, totally.
So I think that's really clever.
What weren't there like logs in that game Frogger we were talking about? Like you would have to hop on the logs and stuff, right?
That's good, Ruel.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
Thank you. Let's move on that high note to number 4. Chris, you've got the game this time.
Well, I wanted to tie it in thematically to Richard's video because I wanted people to be on a cruise, and a ferry's like a cruise. So I'm talking about Galactic Cruise.
Yes.
And I was like, I almost said Galactic Arrow. That's a very different game, also phenomenal. Galactic Cruise. Man, this game's so good. This is a game where I played it at KublaCon when I was there running a WSBG event, and it's been living rent-free in my head in terms of the mechanisms and me just wanting to get it and wanting to play it. And so I contacted Kinsuki Games and I was like, please let me review it. I want a copy. You know when you're like, oh, I'll do anything for this copy. How much content do I need to produce? because I just want it for my own collection. That's what Galactic Cruise is. It's one of those things where I was like, I want it. Yes, let me review it. Like, let me. And so I had my neighbor and not friend Yuval even like grab a copy for me. He was at Origins pitching some games. And I was like, oh, so I can save on the shipping if he picks it up from you directly, because I was gonna pay for the shipping to get it to me. And I was like, well, perfect. I can even save more money. But it is one where I'm like, I know it's waiting for me when I get back to Toronto, and I know that it is sort of one of the highlights of getting back and like getting it to the table again. And so when you've got a game that actively is bringing you excitement, that you're looking forward to, that like it's on the top of mind as the thing you're going to get to the table, I think that speaks volumes. Galactic Cruise, it's a great first fare from this company, Kinsen-Key Games, and it's all about building spaceships and sending people on the cruise of their life.
Yes.
The things that I really appreciated about it, and I did very poorly in it too, but I still really enjoyed it. I like when you're putting your worker down, you can do like there's 6 worker placement spots essentially in that main area, and when you put a worker down, you can do one or the other, or like 2 of one, which I think is cool. Or if you've like expanded a network around, then you can do adjacent ones. You can do like even further down. And so I really like the flexibility of your worker placement that evolves as you're going through. And then I like building a little spaceship that's trying to you plot a route, and they're gonna take a stop at every little planet along the way. And every time they take a stop at the planet, you get to do something fun. But a longer route costs you more fuel and more resources to build up for it. And so balancing that and those two things are also really fun. Yeah, just the mechanisms of the game felt very satisfying to interact with. I fell behind early on in the game because I was trying just to dabble in everything, and I was like, oh, I need to streamline and actually have a strategy. But even picking myself up and like trying to chase the leader was still very, very fun. It's one of those things that I'm very excited to get home to play more of, so that I can do a good review on. But yeah, that's why I decided to put it on the list, because I was like, yeah, this is it's really solid. Actively excited to play it. Actively excited to get it into my collection. So
yeah,
man, hate when a board game makes me have a strategy. Oof.
Oh yeah, no.
You're like, and then I had to really log in and
lock in.
Hate that.
Yeah, can't I just have it happen to me? You know?
Yeah,
right. This one I'm dying to try it. I've seen it at conventions and also at a friend's party, and it takes up a lot of room on a table too. It is a beast. But yeah, I think it's an Ian O'Toole artwork, I believe. It's beautiful. It is gorgeous. But yeah, this one I can't wait to try.
I haven't played it either, but I watched the no pun included video on it, and I feel like anything that gets no pun has my attention. Absolutely. So I just haven't been able to, since the move, I haven't been able to justify new big box games, but hopefully I'll be able to try it at like a convention or something, because it's big and expensive. Yeah. And I don't get, unfortunately, as much as I love them, I don't get heavy euros to the table very much, especially now that we're in a new place with new people. And again, I have to be careful with what I introduce to new friends too early. Yeah. So I hope I can try it out, someone else's copy at some point. Because it looks really interesting.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. It's just like, it's one of those things. It's a great chunky euro. You know, it just works.
Good chunk.
All the parts connect in very satisfying ways, and
love that.
It's almost an ineffable thing. It is hard to describe why it works, but it does.
Yeah. One of the things that No Pun Included mentioned was that like for its weight, it's super streamlined because the iconography and everything is really well done and really clear. And that's always one of my biggest hangups with especially big euros is like, I have to be able to parse what I'm doing. Really, I can't be referring to the rule book every 2 minutes. Yeah. And a good interface and a good graphical design goes a long way. And they said that was one of the things about it. So
yeah, that's so true, right? Especially if you want to play it again. Like rather than having to relearn the whole thing, like give me some really good iconography, so at least I can sort of like parse that the second time a lot easier.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, great point. Okay, well done, Chris. Let's move on to our number 3. Is that me? I believe it is me.
I think it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Right.
What do I have on my list?
This is the one you stole from me, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I think it.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think
I don't
this
have the
is.
list up. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Okay, there's that. Yeah, our number
Yeah,
3 friends.
Put you off camera.
Yeah, just straight by.
I'm
This
so
is
mad I've
mine.
left.
Number 3. It's so far. It's my game of the year of 2025. I fell in love with this immediately. I played it right before Gen Con, and the second I played it, like I asked my friend. I was staying with some friends. I said, I need to take me to the game store so I can buy my own copy, and it was so good. It is by Donald X. Vaccarino, the designer of Dominion. It is our number 3 collectively, Moon Colony Bloodbath, and
Banger.
boy oh boy, this is a banger. I absolutely love this. Richard's video here, he just did a quick review of it. It is about colonizing the moon. We are all trying to get up there and start our own little colonies. We're going to do that through this really cool shared deck mechanism. So it's deck building, but we are sharing a deck, and it's going to all affect us in good or bad ways, mainly bad ways, because apparently when you're trying to build a colony on the moon, things happen. There are events that happen, whether it's hunger or some glitches that happen, and every turn you're just going to pull a draw card, and everyone does what the card says. So it's mainly going to be losing population. So you're trying to keep your population alive, and the game ends when one of the players, or one or more of the players, lose all their population, and whoever's remaining, whoever has the most population, wins. So every turn you're either going to do an event or do what the card says, or there are 4 work cards in the deck. So those work cards are crucial because that allows you to either get more resources. There's a couple of different resources you need to manage, or it allows you to build buildings. And those are key because it's an engine building / engine wrecking game. So you're going to build your engine, but at the same time, you're going to wreck it. So it's hilarious. So the first round or two, it's like, yay, moon colony. We're building our moon colonies. Then round 3 and on, it's a bloodbath. Oh, everyone's dying. And how can you stem off all this these disasters? And oh my gosh, it's so fun. I mean, it's sort of got that. It's sort of, I don't know, gallows humor or whatever, but I loved it so much. You build these buildings, you're hoping that when you take certain actions, you can trigger some of the combos. So as your engine builds, like, yay, I get more people, I get more resources. And then the next card shows up, oh, boo, we need to add a robot from a special deck, and the robot is going to kill off a bunch of people, boo. And then knowing that you go through the whole deck and you're going to shuffle it, and then those cards are coming up again. So you know exactly like, oh yeah, there's these robots that are going to kill a bunch of people, or there's a disaster coming. Or if you're lucky, you can put one of your own perks in, and the perk is like just specific to your character. Like, oh, Ruel just put in a card that allows him to get more people. Yay. But then everyone else is mad because their perk isn't in the deck. Oh, boo. There's a lot of yaying and booing in this game. I love it so much where I get to say yay and everyone says boo, but then it's mainly booing when everyone's people die. All your people die. It's just so well done. It's sort of like I talked about this. I actually reviewed this with friends of mine. They do a podcast called Variant Hex, and we played the game. That's who I played it with, and we did an immediate review because we loved it so much. And one thing I wanted to point out was a lot of deck building. A lot of people talk about how it's sort of like multiplayer solitaire, right? This has got a little feel of that, but because of the way the shared deck happens, it's more interactive, almost in a sense, where like, oh, we're all getting hosed by these robots or by this disaster or whatever, or by this event. So it feels like you're in it together, but at the same time, you're like, oh, I hope your people die before my people so I can win the game. But folks, it lived up to all the hype and then some. I played it multiple times at different player counts, and it even includes a solo mode, which is super easy, where you're just trying to get through the 12 events that are in the deck. I have not survived those yet. It is freaking hard.
They're hard.
Yeah, so I've gotten, I think, to number 11. That's it. But anyways, it's my game of the year so far in 2025. It is Moon Colony Bloodbath.
This is such a banger. That shared deck that you're building together that then collectively destroys all of you is so genius. And I love engine destroyers. Maybe I just haven't played enough, but like Last Will is one of my favorites, and I feel like there haven't been a lot of other really good ones.
Yep.
And Moon Colony Bloodbath is it's so good. It totally solves that single player solitaire feeling.
Yeah.
And the humor is so great. It's so good.
I'm so glad you like it, Ray. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so solid.
Who would have thought Ray would like a game with the word bloodbath in it?
Yeah, right. It's so crazy.
So good.
I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound
super good.
up your alley at all.
I also love how it kind of creeps up on you. It's again one of those games that's really fun to teach new players for the first time, watching people's first reaction to it, because truly there are no winners at the end of the Bloodbath. You could have a new player that's like really proud of their food engine. I'm like, tee oh yeah, you keep doing that, buddy. That's gonna go real well for you. And it's so fun to watch everyone. I love games where your goal is to just lose the least. I think it's really fun and is underutilized.
Totally.
Yeah, it's a fun subversive mechanic. I really enjoy.
I love that. That's a perfect description of who can lose the least and is the winner. I also love that
losing in the Bloodbath.
Right. I don't know about you, Ray. In your experiences, have you it feels like in every game I've played, there's a certain point where everyone at the table's chanting work, because we all want the work thing to come up.
Dying for work, please God.
Because that means you're not going to kill off any people. It's like, I want to get some resources.
Change the moon to work, damn it.
Yeah.
So good.
No, absolutely. It's so good.
Love this. Okay, that is our number 3. Let's move on to number 2. Back to Ray. What do you got for us, Ray?
Talking about people chanting things. Typically, I write a good like half paragraph of notes for my entries, and my only next game, my note says, "I don't need notes for this. Adults yell at hot dog man 10 out of." Number 2 is hot stew.
Yeah, that's so true. I love that.
So this is Hot Streak. It is that sums it up. That's the line that got me to buy it, and it's the line that should get you to buy it too. Adults yell at hot dog man. So this is a push your luck betting game. Push your luck, maybe that's a bad descriptor. It's a betting game, right? Yeah. You've got these 4 kind of like baseball style mascots who are trying to run across the finish line, and you're gonna bet on who you think is gonna get there. You think it's gonna be what are their names, like Hurley and Dangle, my boy Dangle. Shout out Dangle.
Shout out to Dangle.
You're gonna be betting. You can risky bet. You can be like, I really think Dangle's gonna win, or you can be like, yeah, I think Dangle's not gonna lose. So you're gonna vote on these 4 mascots, and then before they race, you're gonna see, before you even bet, actually, you're gonna see the cards that are in the deck. And these are cards that are going to be shuffled and then dealt out to determine what happens. So you can kind of get a sense of which character's got a lot of movement, which character is just going to fall down and turn around this whole time, which one's just going to run off the field. In theory, you can get kind of a sense, but the order in which things get drawn still add an element of variability. So there's a card that might be like, oh, move forward 3 steps. Great. Unless the card that says turn around comes up first, because now your character's turned around and is running backwards. So there's an element of randomness and ridiculous. And it's just so solid. It's so wildly overproduced in such a silly way that makes it bespoke. And when you bring it out on a table, people are like, what on God's green earth is this? And I'm like, well, respect on his name, he's gonna win tonight. And you go over all the different characters and they all have lore. And I love that kind of stuff. I love unnecessary, silly, give me a story, give me a world that does not matter. And this game, I will say, does kind of fall into the category of looks like it's for children. I had to hide this from my nephews. We played this with my family recently, and they definitely thought it was for them. And I think you could play with like young children, but this is a great like drinking game with a big group of adults or older children, all chanting like dangle, dangle, because once you place your bets, all there is left to do is to reveal the cards and see who wins. And it's just pure, silly, goofy fun with a lot of charm and a lot of character. And yeah, that's Hot Streak.
Yeah, this one was on my list as well, Ray. You got this one over me. I love this.
Okay, then we're even.
We are totally even. And you know what's great? We talked about having strategies for games. I have one strategy for this game. I always bet on the hot dog. That's it. I don't care.
Hurley?
I gotta bet on the hot
guy.
dog.
Interesting.
Yeah, every single time. And I've lost every single time, but I don't care. It is so much fun. This reminds me of Ready, Set, Bet, but a super light version of it where anyone can play, and it's a fun racing game. This is one of my other games of the year so far. I love it, Ray.
Yeah. Arc Lightning asks, how does this compare to Camel Up? I like this more than Camel Up. Camel Up has more depth, but it's less. This might be a hot take, but I feel like Hot Streak is kind of what Camel Up wants to be. It wants to be the silly racing game where you're betting and invested, but it bogs down, and there's something about the execution of Camel Up, and I love Camel Up. Camel Up is great. This, I feel like, is what I want Camelot to be. I want it to be quick. I want it to be snappy. I want to get invested in my character, and then I want to know if they win. You know, Camelot takes longer to kind of get to the punch. It's a little bit more complicated, not particularly, but more complicated than Hot Streak. So Hot Streak, it's easier. With a betting game, I feel like you want like 8 people around the table, right? Yeah. And 8 people can get around a table of Hot Streak, and there's no problems, just like Ready, Set, Bet, right?
Yep.
So I personally prefer this over Camelot.
So do I. For those same reasons. It is just a streamlined version of a great betting game, and it's fantastic. I still need to kind of copy this. I've only played friends' copies, so I'm so jealous. I don't know if y'all seen, but someone on BGG had swapped out one of the characters for the Homer Simpson mascot guy.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it is perfect. It's so good. But yeah, one of my just after the first play, I was like, yeah, this is one of the greatest racing games of all time. Just like
it's
that.
So good.
It's so good. Yeah.
It feels like we gotta either delay our weird little games list, or else we're gonna be seeing this next in a couple of weeks.
Classifies as a weird little game. Like depending on what points you get a whole little biography of like the fate of your life, like life if you points.
Right.
It's great. And it's like 4 pages. Like, as someone who knows what it costs to print games, that's so unnecessary, but so delightful. And the opening of the book is all the cinematic. It's like a little cartoon of the different mascots and their history and their rivalries. Silly little game. Love it. 10 out of 10.
Very funny.
So good. Okay, we've got one more game to talk about. Richard, where are you going to be at right now, friend? Let's see.
Where will Richard be? Where will Richard be?
Please be on like a map.
Okay, we have done it. We have crossed the Irish Sea. We have left the Emerald Isle. We are now in Old Blighty, where we'll be for a couple of days, and then we have to rush right back home because of stuff. But anyway, Chris, oh man, I am so jealous. I was jealous of Ray before, now I'm jealous of you because I am desperate to play Galactic Cruise. I've had a copy for months. I actually carried with it from America to Ireland, and we still haven't had a chance to play it, but I've got to, mister. It can make it in my top 10 of the year. I keep hearing such great things, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about it. And Ruel, you win this entire video. Moon Colony Bloodbath is amazing. It is such a blast from start to finish. Even Jen enjoyed it, and she normally would not care for such things. Either, you know, the dark, grim humor or just the vicious brutality of it, but she really got into the swing of things as well. Such a great game. And Ray, Hot Streak, I don't know nothing about it, never heard of it. Looking forward to hearing it direct from you why it is so amazing to come into the number 2 spot, but it can't be as good as my number 1. And actually, I went back and forth on this, whether I should declare as a number 1 best game so far of 2025, in my opinion anyway, is the Peak Team. Now, this is a cooperative game where we are rangers whose job it is to make sure the national park we're assigned to, everything is running smoothly. The animals are, in good health. The, the flora is all fine. And basically, over 6 rounds, if I recall correctly, what we're going to do is race against the clock to travel to a bunch of randomly chosen places. Every player has up 1 or 2 missions at any given time, and they're trying to figure out how to get from the top of the mountain down to the windy river to get to the forest or whatever, because that's where your next mission is. And by the time you get there, quick, you got to go off someplace else. We're just constantly racing against the clock to get all our missions done before time runs out, because that's one of the main ways we could lose.
We also have to maintain the trails.
What?
You have to maintain the trails. Remember all the little triangle things?
Yes, and as Jen is pointing out, she does remember, because we were just playing it last week. If you can't stay ahead of the curve, if you're not constantly hitting all your mission objectives, at the end of every round, for all the missions you didn't hit, new roadblocks will appear, floods or, felled trees, all kinds of stuff, which will make it mudslides, which will make it harder to get to do the rest of the missions, but because then you have to spend time clearing those out. Anyway, that's all well and good. It's a kind of pandemic-y game. There's a map of the board. We're just racing around as fast as we can. I've got my missions, you've got your missions. None of that is what makes this game so special. What's really interesting is I don't know if I've ever played a cooperative game that does a better job than this of making people acutely aware of what their teammates need, because we use cards. We have multi-use cards in our hands. At the beginning of a round, we end up with 4 of them, unless we've carried some over from the previous round. And those cards, they can say, oh, you can go on hiking trails, or you can drive, or you can take a helicopter, or you can use snowshoes to climb the mountains or whatever. And I know I've got to get from wherever I am to Zone M. How am I going to do that with the cards I've got in hand? And that's just a fun little puzzle to figure out what's the most efficient way you can go based on the cards that you were dealt. But here's the thing. You weren't dealt them from the deck. You were dealt them from your teammates. At the beginning of every round, each player draws 4 cards. And of those cards, I have to give 2 of them to the player on the right and then 2 of them to the player on the left. And meanwhile, I'm getting handed cards from my teammates, and that's what I have to use to figure out how to get from point A to point B. So it is absolutely critical that every player understands exactly what their teammates are up against. Oh, you're up in the mountains. You're going to need a lot of pickaxes to do climbing or snowshoes.
And wow, that was a really interesting game. I'd never heard of Peak Team, so I'm curious to try it. I don't know if it's a European release only. Anyone here of Peak Team?
No, never.
Yeah.
I have not heard of it, but the idea of cooperative pick and pass drafting sounds really interesting. So
definitely interesting.
And Jen's into it, so I mean, so you can tell the that speaks volumes to me, because I'm sure Jen is around when Richard is filming a lot of stuff, but Jen's like, no, you got to do this. Oh, and this, like the enthusiasm behind it, right?
Especially
and also added to the 3rd video as well.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with her backseating his description of the game. That's awesome. I would watch a whole Richard describes games and Jen corrects him from the passenger seat.
Absolutely. So friends, that is it for our top 12 games of 2025 so far. Now Richard does have some additional games he'd like to mention. So do we. And if you're watching this live, please let us know in chat what games you've really enjoyed this year. But let's turn over to Richard just for a quick minute or so, and he's going to talk about games that didn't quite make his list.
Okay, post-show time. Let's rapid fire this, because I'm sure the gang has more to talk about. First of all, I'm going to do my top 11, as I could not get it down to 10. And I should say I have not played Vantage yet, or Kinfire Council. I think that actually should have made the list. I think people have it. Or did they have it? Maybe that one shouldn't be on the list. Also, Unstoppable. Hey, Ruel, why didn't Unstoppable make your short list? It looks really great. Anyway, though, here is my longer list. Number 11, Citizens of the Spark. Number 10, Star Trek Captain's Chair. Number 9, Fliptoons. Number 8, Ofrenda. Number 7, How to Save a World. Number 6, Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. Number 5, Popcorn. Number 4, Mood Colony Bloodbath. Number 3, Timber Towns. Number 2, Emberleaf. Oh, I am so embarrassed. I did not think Emberleaf was available yet, but apparently it was for sale at Gen Con. I just found out, so that should have been in my other short list. My apologies to Frank. Oh, Frank, I failed you. The second time, as that's an inside joke between me and Frank. And then again, number 1, Peak Team. Sorry, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going on. I've got videos for literally every single one of those on the channel if you want to go check them out. But I'm just, I already talked way too long, and this is very distracting for Jen, who's doing an amazing job driving the large automobile, and I'm going to throw back to y'all.
Okay, thanks, Richard, and thank you, Jen, for driving Richard around and getting him around safely. All great choices. There was a few on my list as well, and folks in chat are sharing theirs as well. I'll just quickly start off. The ones that didn't make my list were actually Unforgettable was one of them, Richard. Yeah, a wonderful roguelike deck building game, solo game, but you can co-op it. And Big Sur was my other one, a really nice little card game. I didn't expect it to have as much depth as it does, and I thought it was wonderful. There's other games too, but I will turn it over to Ray and Chris.
I just have a question. Yeah, I have a question for you, Ruel. Have you played Star Trek Captain's Chair? Richard mentioned it.
Yeah, my buddy Jake and I just played. We got through the first, we set it up. We played through a few rounds. Like, oh, this is really good, but we had to go. It's one of those to be continued games. But yeah, it was really good from what I remember. Just that little snippet that I got, a little taste of it.
Well, I know because just Sean is saying, I was saying I need to play Star Trek Captain's Chair, but he's saying in the chat saying that it's really tops for the solo. You need to be playing at a fast speed to do it at 2 players without overly long turns. And so I was like, not as much of a solo gamer. I know you're more of a solo gamer than me. I was wondering if you'd played that one.
So I am I do have it. I got it back from my buddy. Because I do want a solo. So if those of you who don't know, it is based on Imperium Horizons, right? Yeah. And
I haven't played any of the Imperiums.
Oh, they're so good. They're definitely chunky deck building games. So if you like that, definitely check that out.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, you would dig it. You would dig it. Oh, one thing I do want to mention: the Lord of the Rings: Fate of the Fellowship game. That may be one of my favorite pandemic games that has been released. It is freaking hard too. I've not beaten it solo yet.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's wonderful though. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it. Did you play it on BGA, Ray?
Yeah, I played it on BGA, and I don't know, maybe it was just too much for BGA. I honestly feel like sometimes BGA makes something easier, right? Because it handles all for you. Yeah. Something about learning it on BGA, it didn't click in my brain. I think it's one of the rare games where I'm like, I need to see this on a table to get what on earth is happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I should try it again. You guys know.
Yeah. It's
not like my fave. But I gave it a shot on BGA, and I think I need to hunt down a copy of it to really give it a fair shake.
I think that's totally fair. Like to see everything like laid out in front of you and physically like move. Yeah. It went a long way for me to learn that game, and there's still a couple of questions I had afterwards. But as you go through, it's like okay, it's starting to make sense when you can see.
I feel like it's one of the rare cases. Typically, BGA helps me learn a game, and I feel like this was one. I'm like, I feel like I need to actually play this on a table, or otherwise I don't have a valid opinion.
Totally fair. Yeah.
I feel so much the opposite because I find BGA, I love playing games that I know because then automate the scoring. I know what the scoring is, right? But when it's the way it goes and like does setup in between, I'm like, great, I know what's happening. If I'm playing on BGA and I haven't experienced that in real life, I'm like, I have no idea what just happened. Yeah. I have no idea what you just scored, how you scored it, right? And so just like playing games that I'm like really familiar with the scoring, I'm like, great, love doing that on BGA. But then having that as like a supplementary.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
other games that y'all want to mention? I'm just throwing some comments on from chat, but Chris, you got anything you want to share?
Yeah. The one that I was hemming and hawing in terms of placement between it and How to Save a World 2. I've only played it once. Also at KublaCon was Luthier or Luthier. Wherever you are building your instruments, and man, it cooks. It cooks in a really nice way. And the sort of twist on it is that you are placing workers down of various strengths, but those workers aren't going to resolve yet until somebody's like, I'm resolving this section. So you've placed all your workers down in a certain order, but you're like, oh, I really need to resolve the thing that lets me get the resources first before somebody resolves the everybody build your instruments phase, or I'm not going to have the resources to build the instruments. And so like that kind of weird shift of planning is fun, and it's just like really nicely themed, great production value. I only just played the prototype because it hadn't yet arrived when I was playing it. But now seeing the playmat that people are getting for it, man, oh man, looks so good. Yeah. Another one that was pretty high up on there for me was En Route, which I just did a review on. It's a roll and write game. But man, this is a great production quality. You get 8 maps in it. The whole premise is it's a flip and write. You're gonna take it's not really a flip and write because people will contribute cards to a set. And then whoever's turn it is gets to choose the card to match with theirs, and they're basically coordinates. So it's like 1, 2, and then you can put it on the 1 and the 2 on your board, or the 2 and the 1 on your board. And everybody's boards are the same board, but where the coordinates are shifted, which I think shifts up the game in a really nice way. Yep. And it's just great little mini games. You want to get the most tourists to see the most things that they like. So red tourists want to be on a route that goes by red buildings. It's as simple as that. And there's also like little additions in, but exactly. Yeah, they love excitement, and the green people love parks. And the blue people love museums. Because they just want to weep at paintings. Oh, back in my day, we didn't have TV. We just had paintings. So that's all we had. but yeah, it's just really good production quality, and you get 8 maps. I think 8
Yeah.
different maps in
That's
the
right.
like all 4 copies of each map in the base
Cool.
game.
Yeah.
Like really impressed with the production quality. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
And then a shout out to one that I
good.
haven't played. It's a reprint. It's the Barony Master Edition, which arrived. I love Barony. Barony's such a good game, and it doesn't get the love it deserves. It's like it's so good. It's by Marc Andre, who did Splendor, and
Ooh.
it's my number 11 game of all time. I love it. It's so good at 2 players, especially. It's like you took Splendor meets chess meets Go meets Catan, and you took all the great parts of that, and you made it a race to fight each other. So
Cool.
you've got like 6 moves that you can do. That's the Splendor element to it. You have a limited number of things you can do. You're sending your knights out. You can turn your knights into houses, and when they turn into houses, they spit resources in your face, and then you can use those resources to improve your status. It's like just getting 15 points to move up. So you're just trying to race, but you can attack each other too and steal resources. So you're really trying to defend and like tactically shift your people on the board. See, okay, that person's getting too close to me. I need to turn my knight into a garrison instead, so that it blocks the path. Or I need to move 2 knights in there to like stop the. So it's a really interesting back and forth, very chess-like. But about turn optimization. So love that they did a reprint of it. I was huge. Sean's saying I need to try it 4 players because it's really good that way too. Yeah, okay. I do like it at all at 4 players, but I veer for 2 because I'm always afraid of king making. But I love that Sean was playing it with 4 people and wasn't worried about that king making. So maybe 2 or 4, right? Because then you have the kind of balance and clashes. But yeah, it's really great. Really great. So
I've never heard of this game. I need to play this, Chris. I mean, you had me at Marc Andre. I love Marc Andre's games. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it had a boring medieval cover before, which I liked.
I like that
but,
purple. Yeah, that pops a lot more.
Yeah. And then they included the little expansions in like the Master Edition too. There was like one expansion on the side. I loved it. It was one where I went to Origins in like 2022. I saw it on the shelf and I was talking to, because I think Matagot had it as the rights to it, and I was like, oh, I love Barony, and he's like, yeah, that's the only box that no one has picked up. Going through, I was like, no, it's so good, and thus I made it my mission to champion it, as John Tripp said in the comments. Barony. Chris, actual quote. Yes, yes, it is. Absolutely.
Nice. What about you, Ray? Any games that didn't quite make the top of the list here for you?
Yeah, I've got a couple. I didn't put this on this list because it's technically not out yet, but I've played it because it's coming from the op in just a couple of weeks here. Fountains is a really lovely 3D tile laying game. You're going to be taking really unique circular tiles and creating and stacking them and nesting them to create a fountain. And it's got a really cool like mid-game scoring trigger that I really love. The production quality, those tiles are like a hard foam. They're so they're really thick and chunky. Oh, really like I love this. This is my favorite game that we're coming out with this year.
Nice.
But I didn't put it on the list yet because it's not out yet. And also we made it, so it feels a little cheaty. But Fountains is really good. If you like a clean tile laying game, highly recommend this one.
Oh yeah.
Spooktacular was also quite fun. I played that a couple of times with friends. I did try. I just felt like I wanted to address it because was on my most anticipated list. I did play Molly House, and I think it's not for me specifically, but I think it's really cool, and I know it's resonating with a lot of people. I'm not a big fan of the roll and move and how that was implemented, and I felt like it was a little opaque at times, the rules. But I think it's really cool. I love that it exists. Yep. So I feel like it deserves to be mentioned in like notable games of 2025. So I didn't feel like I could put it in my top 3 because I don't think it was my favorite to actually play. But I did get to try it, and I wanted to.
Yeah, I got to try it as well. Was super excited to try it. Love queer representation, and was pretty disappointed by what I think was the same reason John Company disappointed me. And I think it's just kind of a style of game.
Yeah, it's just like the whirligig style. Yeah,
the whirligig style of If you have to benefit one track on Molly House of the party's favorite, the community's joy. It has to be at a certain point, or everybody loses. And I think hard cutthroat gamers are gonna not do that. I think everyone else is going to say, I'm not doing that because it doesn't benefit me. Why would I do something that doesn't benefit me if I am not in the lead? And then it becomes the leader's job to benefit the community until someone else gets in the lead. And that kind of like shifting of point flow, I go, I don't care. Like, why even have it? You know, if it's going to just be sort of an auto thing, why even bother? There's one time where I felt it was used interestingly in our game, but it was kind of a letdown for me. And I think it's that I've honed it because John Company has a similar.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah,
I think I'm on board with that. I think I agree. I think the thing with me with Molly House is it's, first of all, someone said it's a beautiful game aesthetically speaking. I think it's the most beautiful game, hands down, bar none. I think it's gorgeous. Obviously, the care and the historical accuracy that Whirligig does with everything is top tier. I wish that this could. They're not going to do it because it's not Whirligig style, but I wish there was a way to distill this game down into a game because I think the subject matter, I wish it were more accessible, right? Like I have a lot of like queer friends who I would love to play this with and just to see their thoughts. Like as with all Whirligig games, it's an experience, but I'm never going to get that rule set like to the table with honestly, frankly, the people whose thoughts I would want on it are never really are not going to be able to, are just not going to vibe with something this heavy, typically. Like some exceptions, obviously, but like I wish there was a way to distill it down. But then the nuance, and that's what Whirligig specializes in. So, I don't know. I'm happy it exists. I think it's a notable game of 2025. I don't know that it'll get to my table a bunch, but I did debate putting that on my list. And then my last ones I want to yap about games I haven't played. I'm so close. I want to. There's for some reason this year has come out with 2 board games based on 2 of my favorite video game IPs, and frankly, I don't care if they're bad. If they're bad, I don't care. I'm playing them anyways, and that is the Tamagotchi game and the Sims game. They're both. Yes. They're probably not good because video game board games have let me down. Well, that's not true. Things like Slay the Spire, I'm going to say cozier games being translated into board games have let me down. They've let me down. Board games or video games that are not just board game video games like Slay the Spire, because of course that translated well because already a board game video game. Games that are proper video games have kind of let me down, but these are 2 of my favorite. I want to shout them. I hope I can play them before the end of the year. Maybe they'll surprise me. I kind of have not high hopes for them, but I'm buying them because I love my little consumerist, consumerism, and IPs that I like. I'm also waiting on my copy of Old King's Crown, which I'm still really excited for, and 23 Knives as well. And Nature got a lot of buzz coming out of Gen Con. So other games that are kind of on my radar that I think might win a spot at the end of the year. But,
Ray, I have played Tamagotchi Collections. You're gonna love it. It's so cute and fun.
Oh, good.
I literally it's light
my
fun.
Desk.
My
little buddy.
Nice. Again, I feel like they captured the spirit in the right way. It's not a heavy game at all, but it's cute.
It was never gonna be, but
it's super
I'm
cute.
so excited. I'm excited just to see that brand be kind of resurrected a little bit. Classic. So
Agreed.
Super fun.
So there you go, friends. Our top 12 games and more of the year so far. Appreciate y'all hanging out. We're going to wrap things up here and get going. Any final thoughts from Ray before we get going?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing. I had a great time. I'm so happy to be back. Thanks for coming through and chat, everybody, and Chris and Ruel. So good to see you guys. I've missed this a lot.
Agreed. What about you, Chris?
Well, I've got to say a couple things. One, Fountains looks awesome. Look at those tiles. Look how cool those look. Like frick. And then I just feel like board gaming. I don't know. Board gaming, it keeps you young. It keeps you young. Board gaming keeps you young.
Keeping that on the entire show.
Kudos to you.
I feel young again talking about all these games. I feel so joyous. Goodness. So thanks to board gaming, and thanks to all the goblins who hate Christmas, who brought us all here together to talk about that beautiful thing.
Yes, and on that note, friends, we're going to get going. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to check out Goblins Hate Christmas on Kickstarter when it comes out next month. Click on the link below to sign up to be notified when they go live. And on behalf of Ray, Chris, and Richard, this is Ruel signing off. Take care so long. Bye-bye.